Hey, to give this another shot. Just had a little bit of a Facebook issue there with the connection. I will see you as you come into the group, and I thank you very much for joining the live conversation. However, I'm not going to go through and say hi to everybody because I actually lose my train of thought. Oh no. Welcome if I see you on the screen. If you've got any comments, leave them, and I'm going to go back to the screen and have a read through your questions before I finish the live. I hope that all made sense to you. Anyway, I just wanted to say hi. We've got quite a few people that have joined us this week. I'll go through and I'll acknowledge you all after this video. I just wanted to share with you something that has been coming up in a number of groups that I'm in on Facebook, also conversations that I've been having with people about money. And it's around money and self-worth and self-belief. So one of the things that I noticed was a friend of mine is launching a program, and she did this wonderful program and a workshop, and it was free and people did the workshop. And then when it came time for people to purchase her online program that goes for a year or something, I think, coaching program, a lot of people came in and said, I can't afford it. And in my line of work, I hear that a lot. I can't afford it. And when I'm working with people and their money management plans, we hear I can't afford it. And, you know, sometimes that's true. I can't afford it. But if you continue to come from the place of, I can't afford it, that's where you're going to stay. You need to, instead of sitting inside the problem, you need to sit in the solution. So sitting in the problem, and the problem is I can't afford it, you sit there. It's like quicksand. It's like mud. It's slushy. You can't move forward because all you're thinking about it, all the reasons why you can't afford it, all the reasons in the past why you can't afford it, all the things that I can't help it. Hi, Rachel. No, don't get me distracted. All the things that I can't afford it. All the things in the past, you know, you remember that time when we did this and this and we really couldn't afford it and we got ourselves into so much debt. So you end up being stuck in the problem. So what I suggest you do, rather than staying stuck there, stay stuck over here. Over there. Stay stuck over here in the solution. So sit in the solution, which is, how can I afford it? So just to one little word change there. How can I afford it? Now, the answer is not going to come to you straight away. If it does, awesome. Maybe it won't. But sitting in that space of how can I afford it? How can I make this happen? Is completely different to the space of I can't afford it. It's not fair. Everybody else gets it. I don't get it. Why can't I have it? How come they got it? You get it? So maybe just moving yourself over a little bit into the space of how can I make this work? You're going to get a better result. Let me share a story with you about this girl that I know, me, who 7 years ago did a program called, I can't remember the actual name of it, but it was all about speaking and getting your message right and telling the story and having a structure and engaging people who are auditory, people that get distracted easily, people that only like, I said auditory, only like visual stuff. See, if I do this, I've got all the visual people. So that was a fantastic program. It was 3 days. It took me everything within my being to organise being away from my 3 children for 3 days. Everything within my being to be able to afford the accommodation away and to get myself to the place I needed to get to. Anyway, get there, do this program. It was fantastic. I loved every second of it. It was awesome, amazing. Got very clear on my message, very clear on my story, very clear on how I was going to deliver this part of my business. And then on the 3rd day, the presenter, the facilitator, started to talk about what's next. And I heard her say what's next, and this voice, and it was me, this voice in my head goes, oh, hang on a second, here they go, they're going to talk about money, they're going to sell you into something, oh my god, don't listen, don't sign, don't do anything, don't do anything rash. So poor woman had not even said anything yet. So I got myself to just take a breath, step back and listen. So listen from a place of not thinking. Try it. It's really, really hard, but listen from a place of not thinking. And as I listened, there was something within my being. It wasn't desire. It wasn't wishing. It wasn't anything like that. It was like this deep knowing that whatever this woman was about to say next was what I needed to do. And I was scared because I knew the quality of what I'd just done, then this was going to be shit expensive. And that panicked me. So I had to keep getting myself into the place of listening without thinking. So just listening, just hearing the words without thinking. And then she told everybody the price of the program. It was $1,297. And then I got the sinking feeling in my gut, and I went, there's no way I'm going to be able to do that. We've got 3 kids. We've just had a baby. We've got a mortgage on the house. We've got credit cards. We've got a business. Blah, 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 blah. All the excuses start rolling in. I keep bringing myself back to the present of keep listening, stop thinking. Keep listening, stop thinking. And there's an action there. You like that, Rachel? It's a dance move. Keep listening, stop thinking. Keep listening, stop thinking. Anyway, back to keep listening, stop thinking. So what at that point, what I needed to do was to get some support. And my biggest supporter is my husband, who I'm very lucky to have. And he said, you know what to do. You will know what to do. Just close your eyes and trust. You will know what to do. And I did. I closed my eyes and I went, this is the next thing that I need to do to expand my business. This is the next thing that I need to do to invest in myself and in my business. Yes, it's a lot of money right now, but it's an investment. It's an investment. So I walked up to the back of the room and I signed off on the line, still not knowing how I was going to pay. Still, I had no credit cards. We had no savings. I had no income coming in that week. Jonathan's business was kind of up and down, and we were just kind of paying the bills. We didn't really have any extra money to use. And I got panicked about it for a little bit, and I went, you know what, that knowing inside me is so strong right now. I know that everything will be okay. I know that everything will be okay. And I came home and told Jonathan that I'd signed up to this program and that the program was $1,297. And we just got to work and went, right, well, how are we going to do that? Let's do a declutter. We did a declutter. We got rid of some furniture that we didn't need anymore. I went through all of our invoices for blessings already received and did some negotiating on insurances and saved some money that way. I got some extra hours with a consulting client that I was working with. Jonathan got some extra jobs. So when you have that desire, then you have that knowing, then you take the action, that's when the miracles happen. But you can't see the miracles while you're still back here trying to make the decision. You actually have to make the decision back over here, over in this space. You make the decision over here, and then you just trust that by taking action, it will all unfold perfectly. Now, that program was called Monetize Your Message. It was a 12-week online program. And that program launched my business into the next, and I want to say stratosphere. I don't even know if that's a real word. My kids say it, must be. Launched my business into the next stratosphere. It gave me the opportunity to work on myself and expand and to step up and to offer more to humanity. It gave the people that I worked with a completely different experience of me, a completely different learning from me. It also expanded and enhanced their lives. So by investing in myself and my own self-worth, my own self-belief that yes, I could do this and I was going to take my business to the next level, it doesn't only change my life, it changes the lives around me as well. So when you're thinking about something that you can't afford, I invite you to think about it from a different place. So instead of staying stuck, in I can't afford it, move into how can I afford it? Now, in that how can I afford it is also responsibility, right? So not, oh, well, I'll just go and get a $10,000 credit card. That's taking action, but it's not taking responsibility. So when you're sitting in that space, make sure you're coming from a place of responsibility, and you'll know that money could come from a credit card, But there's a feeling that you will have about that where you will know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing for you. Everybody handles credit very differently. For me, no, don't want to do that. I would rather find the funding from another way. So sit in the space of, how is it possible? How can I afford it? How can I make this happen? And I promise you, you will see things show up in your life that you will turn around and one day call a miracle. So if anybody is online at the moment, I can see a couple of people online. If you've got any questions, I'll go through and answer them now. And I thank you so much for not asking me questions while I was talking. I get distracted enough with my own brain. So I'll just give it a couple of seconds. And if you've got anything that you would like to, even if you wanted to add to the conversation, that's fine. And Rach, I see that you said, I am worth that money. Yeah, I am worth that money. I'm worth that money. I'm worth that money. You know, the other thing is, I was thinking today, because I went to the shop and I bought, I see my new shirt, I bought a new shirt. And I went to the shop and bought a new shirt and it was $79. And I went, oh, $79 for a shirt, that's not bad. Then I came back here and I saw my Facebook ads for my campaign going, and they're up to $50 a day or something. And I started to panic. And I'm going, what are you panicking about? You just spent $79 on a shirt. You're spending $50 on a campaign that is generating you income. So get the investment. The shirt, not really an investment. Facebook ads, investment. So make sure you're really clear about what your understanding of investment is. Now, for some people, they can also have a block around, or a belief around investment, because they may have had parents that had investments that went bad. You know, maybe Storm Financial is the first one that comes to mind, that a lot of people suffered with the fall and the collapse of that. So the word investment might bring up lots of different emotions for you. Make sure you check in with it. And it's as easy as using a different word. So looks like we don't have any questions. I invite you to jump on and say hi to everybody and introduce yourselves, and we'll come back for more sometime next week. Thanks. See ya.